declined. So the orthodox defense. It's not something I'm going to play, but the Rui Lopez I really want to take a look at because it's much more. Um, there's a lot more tactics involved with it. So, all right, let's play some games and maybe we can get some people in the chat. So let's go to play and we'll see how this goes. Let's change our scene. Chess game board. Here we go. And we are going to play online and we'll play a little bit longer game. We're going to play a rapid game, 15-10, and see what we come up with. All right, come on. Okay, there we go. ATM 1955. All right, so I haven't done anything in the Vienna Gambit. I just decided that that's what we're going to play. And now for against the Sicilian, I feel like we're going to play the Grand Prix. Now, I don't know the ideas behind the Grand Prix, so this is going to be new for me. And we're going to figure it out. And that's the whole idea of training games, right? So I believe this is called a Nardorf. Closed. So this is a closed Sicilian defense, the Grand Prix variation. Okay, so we obviously can't get our bishop here. We can't put our bishop here because, you know, it'd be met with b4, and that would be bad. I feel like pushing d3 is not a good idea because we do want to be able to bring our bishop out. We obviously can't get there yet. Let's do this and see what happens. We can always bring our bishop here and then castle, or we can bring this up, bring our knight here, and then castle queenside. So those are some ideas. Oh, okay. So all right. Why don't we do that? Oh, see, we're still going to run into that. We have to be careful. We could maybe try to provoke it, but I feel like trading and then opening up in his rook, that's just not good. It can't be good. So we're going to do this. All right. All right, he moved his bishop up. All right, we're going to have to play this a little bit more passively than I was expecting, but that's okay. We're all learning. Let's try this. This seems to be like a decent thing. We'll bring our queen up, and then we'll castle queenside. Maybe we don't castle queenside. Maybe that's bad because of that move right there. Let's go kingside and see what happens. I'm not familiar with this, so everything we do in it is learning at this point. This could be bad. It could be good. It's all unclear to me at this point, so I'm really unsure. And I don't know what the ideas or the plans are, so this is going to be fun. Okay, let's see. That's handled by 3. I can't push e5. There's that huge spider. Oh, hang on. Jeez, he just went flying. Where did you go? He's like running all over. Hang on. I don't know what he's doing, but he's huge and creepy. Where'd he go, man? There he is. Okay. Yuck. Creepy, creepy crawlies. Oh, yuck. Okay. What are the plans here? What can we do? What is going to be something that we can go after? I feel like we need to do this. It's going to stop B4. We do open up this here, but all right, let's try this. And then maybe we can push F5. That looks like a possible try. All of our pieces are pointing this way, not that way. This guy like this, these guys like this. Knight here. Okay. All right, this is the first issue we're gonna run into. This knight can now come and take this guy here. We're okay with that, so we're gonna ignore it. I think we're gonna move our knight here, and then here, and here. And then we can bring it up here. Or we'll come back here and then back up here. We're gonna do this. Oh, actually we can just take back like this and have two knights in the center. Yeah, I think we'll do that instead of take with the queen. I like that idea better. If he brings his knight in here or here, well, I can just take it and push our pawn, or we can just push our pawn and let him take here, and I can bring my rook up. I think we're okay. This seems like a pretty solid opening. I'm actually kind of liking this. I don't know if these plans are good or bad. We'll look at the game analysis after. I don't know if it's going to be good. I'm just making some moves to think about some plans. It looks like everything's pointed towards the king side, so I feel like there's a lot of potential for attacks, which could be really good. How do we want to handle this? I feel like we can push C3 and then D4 and then D5 if it is allowed. We have it covered. It'd be covered here and here. He's got here and here. And I've got here. So I think we're safe. I like this as a possible plan. Let's see if we can expand in the center before he does. If he pushes here, we push here. Yeah, let's try this. This is what we're going to try. This has the potential to just blow up, which should be fun. Oh. Hi, Frank. Okay. All right, we're going to do this. And if he peels it off, we've got 3 pawns in the center. I like that. We have all these. Not bad. That's a really nice strong center. I got my queen behind it. I can get my rooks behind it. This C file has a potential to open up. And okay. So we now have to worry about potentially playing with an isolated pawn here. However, we're going to do this because we're going to attack the queen and see what he does. If he moves here or here, that's fine. We're going to take the knight here, and then we're going to take his bishop. So I feel like there's some tactics here. We might have a chance to win this. All right, we're going to do this, and we'll see what happens. We're going to lose that pawn, but we're going to win a bishop. Actually, yeah, this was a great move because now we fork if he takes back with the queen. If he doesn't take back with the queen, we can win his rook. We've got all kinds of bad. This is bad for him. Bad things are happening at this point. So there it is, and we have essentially won the game. Check, and there we go. And you're going to play this, aren't you? Which is fine. By all means, go ahead, play it. Okay, how do we want to handle this? So I guess let's do this. We have retreat squares. We have this, and we can come all the way back here. We have this, and we can attack this pawn. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, he's going to come here like that. Okay, we're just going to do this. Play nice and solid. We're good. This is safe. If he takes a take, we're okay. He's got to find a good square for his bishop, and it looks as though he does. We're going to offer a trade of pieces. By all means, trade your pieces because I'm winning. Yeah, it's going to get really rough for him pretty quick. Yeah, we're just going to gain control of the file. If he trades and trades, we're good. That's fine. Okay, so he's coming to, now he's playing much more passively, and I can just come take this. That's free. And then we can bring our rook down here, and then we can push our pawn, and it's just bad things are happening for him. We do have to be a little careful. Okay. Because of that type of move. All right. Looks like we're going to end up giving a piece back. Can I get out of this? I feel I've made a mistake. All right, so we can come back to here. Yeah. So if he gets sloppy and takes here, we can take the rook and his checkmate. But he was too smart for that, which is fine. That's okay. We're just going to get behind our pawn here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Wow. Okay. Bad news. That's just horrible. I totally was thinking of coming over here and just... Oops. Okay. So I'm just going to push my pawns down the way and see what we can do here. This is protected, so we should be safe. Well, I made this much harder for myself because I moved too quickly. Always fun. This is why we play training games in Rapid. Does it show? No, it doesn't. He hasn't used that much time. All right, I feel like I don't want to trade pieces, so we're going to do this. But he's going to come down here, and yeah, that's going to happen. We're going to try to win this pawn. But then we're going to jam these pawns down his throat. At least that's the idea anyways. All right. This would have been much easier if I just didn't blunder my queen for no reason. Queen blunders are super fun. All right, so his bishop and his rook are completely tied down. And my king is super active, which is really great. I'm going to just start pushing these pawns and getting things going. It's going to be nice. He can only go so far with this. We're going to do that. Okay. All right, so if he moves the bishop, it's going to be checkmate. And we're going to get the queen square. Bad news for him. I think I can take the bishop and just queen. And he can't fork me. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. No more checks. And I won. Next move would have been here. Yeah, so we know where my blunder is. You played a game featuring the Sicilian closed. Awesome. Let's take a look at the game review. You're now in the Silver League. Woohoo! All right, let's take a look here. Let's start our review. We played 82%. Is not too bad. I know you guys can't see it. Let's go back. So if I move this over, you guys can see. It should pop up on the screen, I think. Yeah, so 82, not too bad. Obviously, I played poorly with giving up my queen, but this was my last book move. Obviously, I don't know the next book moves. We can explore that later, but let's take a look. I made some really... everything was really good until I made that inaccuracy. Yep. This is exactly what happened in the game, but what is the best move here? It is... okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Okay. So instead of getting out of the way to connect your rooks, getting your queen ready to come up here. Okay, that makes... let's see what it looks like. So d5, back. Oh yeah, we don't want to fork pieces with that guy. And it's a little passive, but we always have this push, and he's got to move back. Coming up here would probably be bad, because then he's bringing his knight back here when I bring my queen up. So, okay. Interesting. I've been playing a lot of really good moves. I feel like I kind of understood. Okay, I'm up by 10. Yeah, because this was good. I found the right plan here. Awesome. Yep. And then take the bishop. No, it doesn't want you to, but that's fine. And until I blundered my queen, which we know that was a bad move. I'm interested to see what the best move here was. Oh, take. Oh, okay. Let's see the moves. Oh. Oh, because if he takes it, then it's checkmate. Oh, I totally missed that. Gotcha. Oh, cool. Well, all right. That wasn't too bad. Not bad. I mean, I made a few mistakes and some inaccuracies, but okay. It wants you to push the pawns faster. That makes sense. Yeah. That was a great move. Okay. It didn't like that. What is the best move? Is it... oh, okay. So it wants you to move the rook out of the way and then do that stuff first? Okay. Yeah. And then towards the center. Okay. And then... okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Another great move. I played this really well. I feel good about this game. Hi, Shonis. Welcome. Yes, I played a brilliant move. Heck yeah. Oh, I love it when I get a brilliant move, because now he takes, and obviously I win. So, great job completing this game review. Based on this game, I have some training suggestions for you. Rook accuracy, which I'm not awesome at. I'm doing great. How are you? I played some games in the... I took the chess personality course. Actually, I don't have it on my screen anymore. I could bring it back up again. I got William Steinitz. So he plays some different things at the beginning of the stream. It was pretty interesting. I don't know if you've taken that before, but okay. Let's go here. Not native English speaker. If you make mistake, you are sorry. You sound good to me. So I wouldn't have noticed unless you said something. Um, let's change to full screen so you can kind of see. So I got the mad scientist when I took the test, um, which he likes to play the Vienna King's Gambit, which I am not going to play. Vienna game and the Spanish Rui Lopez. So I'm pretty excited about this. If you haven't taken this before, it's really interesting. Kind of gives you an idea of what type of player you are. So, all right, let's get back to the game. Let's play another game. Am I mad? No, I am definitely not mad. Should I be mad? No, I'm in a great mood. Um, Amy Michelle, welcome to the stream. Definitely not mad. I feel good. Oh, then I got what you're saying. Okay, man, my wife might think I'm a little mad. Mad, not. I looked at. I thought, I thought you meant mad, like as in angry mad, but no, definitely not. That's funny. That's hilarious. Okay, let's change this back to our chess game board. Okay, let's play another game. New game. Let's get rid of this. We're going to play another 15-10 and see what we get. Oh, a new follower. Thank you. And we made a goal. Hello from Quebec. Oh, nice. How is it in the wonderful world of Canada? Thank you. Thank you for the follows, everybody. I appreciate that. We're going to move e4, and we're going to see how they play. All right, so we're going to play our Vienna Gambit and see what happens. Now, we didn't get it. We got a Sicilian last time, so now we're actually in the Vienna game. So, all right, I don't know the Anderson defense. So if we move here, does it get creepy? And what happens? We're going to try it. I don't know what the moves are, but we're going to do it. And we're going to give them a chance to make some mistakes here. So I believe that the move, if they bring the queen here, which I believe is a book move, the move is here. And I think I was looking at some sort of deal where you can open the king up and get a checkmate. Which is pretty crazy. Okay, so he takes. That's okay. That pawn's fine. Now I can't remember where the move order is. Is it the knight out first, protecting these two squares from the queen, which I believe it is, or is it the queen? Cheesy Cheese 42, welcome. Want to collab? I want to fight you. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. We're gonna play a little safe. I think the next move is e4. We're gonna try that. Yeah, or d4. We need to update our goal too. So manage our goals. So we've reached that goal. Let's start a new goal. So our next goal is, I'm gonna say, let's put that to 100 and give ourselves a more lofty goal. All right, so there we go. We now have a new lofty goal, and I believe this changed, so we're going to copy that, go to our stream. Oh no, it changed all on its own. Look at me. Yay. Okay, let's see here. I believe the move is bishop c4. We can't castle because of that bishop, so I think this is the next move. Thanks for the follows, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh, that's a free pawn, I believe. Now, best way to take it. I think with the knight. Or do we take with the bishop? We don't take with the pawn. We know that. We're going to take with the knight. He can't push, so Little Turtle 42. All right, I can add you back. Yeah, absolutely. I'm guessing. Let's take a look. Do I have a new friend request? Nope, different game. I don't. Okay, so that pawn is on pre. I've got to be careful of that bad boy. I think we can just do this. And then queen to e2 after, depending on what happens. If he takes his pawn, we're going to take his bishop. Actually, I think what we can do... Oh, that doesn't work there like that. Frank, relax. How many times am I playing chess? I'm not sure I understand your question. How often am I streaming, or how often am I playing chess? I play chess every day. Let's do that. So if he takes, I take, we're up a piece. This is pretty standard. Oh, when did I start playing? Oh, I started playing when I was 8 years old. My dad taught me. And I played on and off. I went to state championships. Oh, this is getting... There we go. That's fine. Not too worried. We're fine. He should have taken... we're up a piece, so this is perfectly fine. Oh, this gets a little wonky. I think we take... Okay, if we take here... Okay, let's think about this for a minute. His next move is here, so we have to be careful. We don't want to get checkmated here. All right, if I take here, he comes here, check. Whoops, check. And then I move here. Actually, I could just move. Well, if I move, he's going to take my king or queen. Okay, so I'm a beginner. No, I've played a long time. I'm an intermediate player. My USCF rating's 1450, something like that. I'm 16 something on here, 1900 on... So I'm a beginner. Oh, you're joking. No, gotcha. No, I've been playing for a while, for sure. I think this is okay. I think we're going to do this. Yeah, we're safe, and then I can just move here, and he can't... There's no more checks. Yep. Okay. We're good. He can't do anything else. Oh, he can move there, though. Oh, I guess he gets a draw. Oh, that's weak. Oh. Okay. So he gets a piece back. That's fine. He could have got a draw, but now he's going to have to work for it. My dogs need to go out. I hear them ringing my bell. I'll be right back. Stop. What are you doing? My little yappy dogs. Okay. What are you going to do here? Actually, we can force a queen trade. Let's see. I feel as though I've played this poorly, but these are training games, so I don't really care how I'm playing them. This is a new opening for me. It's not anything that I really know at this point. So we have to be careful here. So I've got 5. He's got 7. So I've definitely turned this around not in my favor. I'm curious to see what the game analysis is going to show, because I feel as though it's going to be rather interesting, to say the least. So I think we're going to do this first. Yes. Actually, let's do this first. Yeah. Push that guy. Then we'll push this guy. Then we can put our bishop here and go after this pawn. We'll see how it goes. I'm not quite sure. We're in a difficult endgame. We're down 2 pawns. Okay, we have to be a little careful here, just due to the fact that he wants to put his bishop here, and then takes. He's got a nice strong center here. I don't know if that's good for us or not. So we're going to go here and let him do that, if that's what he wants to do. Okay. Okay, we're okay here. If he pushes, I can take. And I get both pawns for 1. I gain a pawn back. Where is the rook best? Endgames are super hard to understand. I like to study the endgame. This is the most interesting part of the game for me. When there's less pieces on the board, I feel like it gets even more complex. Because your room for error is so much higher. I think here is going to be good. D1 might have been better, but I'm not sure. got 11 minutes. We're doing okay on time. Okay, okay. I feel like that was a mistake. I don't. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's a decent break. Decent break. But do we let him take it on his own terms, then have a discovery, or do we take it and let him have it back? I think we take it. Yep, that's fine. We're going to do that. Yeah, rook E1. I want to gain control of this file. And then I'm going to double up here and maybe get some tactics. But I feel like he's going to move this bishop. And then, which is fine. Oh, I've made a mistake. Dang it. Totally missed that. I was moving too fast. That makes you happy when I play. Yeah. Too bad I'm going to lose this game now. Shoot. It's rather frustrating. Okay. Yeah, I moved quickly thinking my rook was in a different space. It was bad, 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 bad. And now I'm kind of stuck. What to do? I can't really stop much. It's probably time to resign. This might be a try. Keep him out of moving forward. But this rook coming down is completely devastating. Not going to be able to stop it. And then he's going to get his other one here. And it's just bad. I mean, he can even trade his piece if he wanted. And move his rook. These pawns are just coming. It's just bad. Yeah, we can definitely play. I'm not far from resigning this game, but I feel like my opponent being 1455 could still potentially make a mistake, so okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll take a look at that when I'm done. Yeah, that was pretty smart. This is bad. I think it's time to resign. I can't do anything. I'm really just I'm totally stuck here. And my dogs are freaking out. All right, good game. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let me get my dogs. Okay. Don't laugh at me. Oh, I would never. No way. No, everybody's at a different level. That's the whole idea of chess. It's everybody starts in some place, and uh, no, I mean, it's all good. Let's take a look at the analysis, and then we'll play. Yeah, I made a blunder. 90%. This guy played pretty well. Okay. That was questionable. What was my best move? Taking with the bishop. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. All right. That's my blunder? Really? That's the better. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, and then it's two bishops versus two bishops. I'm safe. Okay. Good to know. That was really what I was thinking of, but you can see I played some really good moves. That was questionable. Why is that better? That I don't understand. Play it right away, and if he takes it, you get the pawn back. I got it. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I did play it. I did play this pretty good. And that was game. So I played well. Not amazing, but okay, let's take a look here. Where are my friend requests? No. I don't see friends. Am I not Oh, pending requests. Here we go. Right there, hitting me right in the face. Okay, let's challenge. We're not going to rate like you wanted, and we'll do a 15-10, and we'll play random. Let's take a look and see how we do there. Showness. Okay, let's see. All right, we're gonna play the same way. E4, E5. You're stressed? Oh, don't be stressed. This is all good. Everything's fine. Okay. Okay, now I think we just take. I think we'll just do that. Let's see. This is a French defense exchange variation. You're French, so you play the French. Fair enough. The French is a solid opening. It's really good. I don't typically like it because the unless you have the exchange, your bishop is this C8 bishop is tough to develop. I wanted to play something a little different, so I think we're just gonna castle here and let you do whatever you're gonna do. Yeah, so the alternative is not playing the French and playing the Caro-Kann, which is c6 and then d5, and then you have this diagonal open for your bishop to come to f4 or g4. Sorry, f5 or g4, and those are kind of the issues or potential. Okay. Let's do the let's do this first. All right, this is going to get fun fast. Yep, yep. Little Turtle 42 wanted me to add him. We can do that too. Copy. Oh, he takes with the B pawn. Okay. So you've got the bishop pair against my knight pair. Yeah, we're gonna solve that problem now. Okay. Come back here, keeping the pin. All right, so we've got a good square for our knight right here, so that's where we're gonna put it. Call that an outpost for those of you that do not know. All right, we're just gonna take that. All right. Kind of have to move back. We're gonna do that. Kick your knight, and then get this outpost for my knight, and you have to move your queen. Okay. Go after the queen. Trade, trade. Yep. If he moves his rook here, we just take the queen. He takes our queen. We take that, and we are up in exchange. But he did not, so that's good. Alrighty. Well, we definitely don't want to do that because there's knight moves here that get tricky. He's attacking our pawn. He still always has that square unless we do something about it. What's the most active play? We can give that pawn back. All right. So we're gonna ignore it. I feel like that could get bad fast. So if we go here, here, takes, he's got to do something about his knight. If he takes, we just take his knight, and now we're winning. Actually, if he takes, I can't take his knight because our rook is hanging. I think we have to do this first. We still can always come down here and here and here. Then he's got to play passively to protect the pawn, or come here, which is not good for the rook. Lots of different things to do. Well, that's a move too. We're okay with that because we want to move our queen anyways. So we're going to come to here. There we go. Now we're protecting the C2 square. We're going to move our rook over, whoops, and come after the rook. Trade pieces. I feel like I have a winning position with his doubled pawns. I don't know what the variation or there's that. That's fun too. So that is hanging. He can't really get in. He can take this guy, but that's not going to do much. He can come here. Can't do that. We're good. Okay, we're going to move here. That seems to be safe. Then we can continue with our plan. He still has to do something about that pawn. If he doesn't, I can take it, and then I'm attacking this pawn or come back to our outpost. That's an option, sure, but then we just do this. Got to move his knight back. He can come here, 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 or here. This is probably best. Although this is probably pretty solid. I think the best try is probably here and then here to protect this pawn. Because I'm going to take this and he can't stop that. He can come here if I move. And that's okay. Because we always have this. Actually, before we even do that, we're just going to take control of this guy. Because we've got control of that square, and that square. He can't bring his queen in here. We're safe. If he comes here, trade, trade. Okay. Now we have to come up with a plan. I think we can just do that. Attack the pawn. See what he does. Okay, let's go to social and friends. Invite friends. Nope, that's not what we want. Find friends. There we go. Let's add friend little taco. There we go. We added him. Okay, so what are you going for? Oh, I see. Ah, I mean, that's okay. Womp womp. That's a bummer. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, that's a bummer. That was a fast one. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Satch 1993. First time chat. Welcome, welcome. You were playing great. That was really good. You should have just went back, I think, is probably your best move. And protect this pawn, but I think you're okay. I think it's gonna get not amazing for you. What's the best way to proceed? Don't have to do anything about that. That's fine. I think we can just come here and take this guy. My queen's protecting all these, or close to anyways. $1,400 in rapid. Nice. You've been sitting at the 1,200, 1,300 range for the past week. Yeah, rapid is rapid's hard. I'm not really strong in rapid. I use rapid and blitz to test ideas. I'm not one to use them for anything other than testing and trying out new lines and ideas. Oh, it's a full-on. Let's take a look at the analysis. Where did you go wrong? I feel like it was a pretty decent game here. I'm too strong for you. No, you had a good game until you had that blunder here. I think everything was Was fine. I mean, that was an inaccuracy. What's best? Okay, just peeling off the knight right away. Okay, so I'm not playing amazing. I'm just trading bishops for knights and things like that. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't awesome either. What's the best move? Okay, just yeah, take the pawn, grab the pawn. Great. Give me your pawns. Yeah, so your blunder was obviously the queen move, so but yeah, I mean, overall it would look like a pretty solid game, so I can't complain. It was good. You did a great job. Satch 1993. Is that when you were? You're welcome. Thanks for playing. That was a lot of fun. Um, is that when you were born? 1993. I'm guessing. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but okay. Let's see. It is. All right. That's awesome. So you are almost 30 then. 29 ish. Yeah. All right, let's play another one. What time is it? It's 10:43. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's play another one. Let's do one more. 27th. I was close. My math is not amazing. All right, so we get a chance to maybe play a Berlin. Let's see. Or if he plays a Scotch game, I am booked up on that. All right. Did not play the move I was expecting. That's okay. We're just going to... He's going to play the fried liver attack. Are you gonna play it? Play it. Do it. Please do it. Please, because I'm just going to come hit you with that right there. It's going to be fun. Fun times. Okay. All right. He's definitely not going to do that. E4? You going to play D4? Let's see D4 on the board. That would be sweet. D4 is played. So, I believe the move here is takes. And if he pushes the pawn, we push the pawn. You're just finding every answer to my plan compared to people of my ELO. Yeah, 900. There's, I mean, I'm sure there's wild games. And to be honest with you, like that doesn't change at like there's still crazy games in my ELO. So like I play people that are 15, 1600 and I get crushed. So now that is not a move I was expecting. Do we just push the pawn? I think we just push the pawn. I think we just do this. And then take with the knight. I think that's it. If he pushes his pawn, we take his bishop. Push, push. Take, take. Solid. This is good. We're okay. Now, if he does some moves like this, we could get into... I think we're fine if we just move our bishop here, because we get out of the pin, we can still take here. Yeah, we're actually, no, if he moves here, we move here. If he pushes here, we can take. We're fine. We're fine. This is all good. If not, it's going to blow up completely. There it is. So yes, this is fine. The hillbilly attack. Yeah, I play the Carol Khan, and I urge everybody to come play the hillbilly attack, and, and I'll show them why they shouldn't. um, so he took there. I don't, you know, part of me wants to push this pawn and really punish him, because takes, and I'm fine. If he moves here, I can. That's okay. I'll just move, or I'll just move my, or I'll just move my bishop here, and take. But this is gonna be a constant thorn in his side if we do this. Like, I feel like this is completely winning and extremely difficult to defend. Because then I also have these, and I've got this pawn chain that's just devastating. Um, he's gonna have serious trouble trying to develop. I mean, he can develop, but what do we do? What do we do? Let's spend some time here. Do I just take the pawn and call it a day? I can take the pawn with the g7 pawn too. Yeah, the hillbilly attack is probably good when you're under 1,000. I'm sure you could probably get a lot of people with it, because at that um, at that rating range, I don't know that a bunch of people are booked up on the Carol Khan. I'm not sure if they're playing Carol Khan or not. Maybe they are. I'm not sure. Uh, I want to try it. I mean, it's a training game, right? So let's see what happens. He's going to have to deal with this. I'm going to let him take the pawn. I'm okay with that. I don't have any problems. He can't move here because I'll just take it. So there's no checks. I'm okay. If he castles, um, we're going to probably take this way, move our bishop here, move our bishop here, and then castle queenside. And then here. That's kind of the plan. All right, so he decided to take. We're going to take. If he moves his bishop here, we're just going to move our bishop there. Easily refuted. I'm not going to plan on castling kingside. I'm not worried about it. Oh, he did that instead. Okay. We're gonna we're protecting that square, so that's fine. I feel like we can be aggressive, and take this pin against the queen. Just a nice solid move is good here, but I'm kind of afraid of that move because then he can come take it off. But then I can take back. I'm not too worried about it. If he decides to castle kingside, we have this rook open, so that's not anything to be scared of. All right, let's just put some pressure on. We're pinning that queen. He can't move the knight, so I think he wants to move here. Maybe move his bishop here. We got a lot of pieces on this square right here. I'm gonna put a pin in here. Oh, actually, we need to be careful of this guy yet. So we're gonna do that. Probably should have done this differently, but That's okay. That's why we play training games like this. I might even castle. That's okay. So this is getting all blown up. That's all right. Not amazing, but let's see. Let's see. Epsilon Prime is from Canada. Show your flair. I like it. It's probably trying to come up with a way to undermine this pawn. All right, we're going to do the same thing. And now he's got to figure out how to deal with everything that's going on. This pawn is just menacing. I can move my queen now. I feel like this is a good spot. No, because we have this. He's getting out of the pin. So what I think we might want to do is move our queen there, move our rook here, and support this pawn and take this guy. Those are some ideas. We have this knight that's off on the side of the board, not doing anything. How do we support that? I want to get our knight here. Here. Here, here, here. I think just putting our queen here is not a bad idea. The idea, oh, we can't do that because this guy's here, but oh, with the idea of putting it here and taking that. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I like this idea. If he takes, we take. Takes. We now have an A file. That's okay. That's all fine. Seems to be anyways. I think the next move we're going to do is here. There's no, he does have this. Okay. This is kind of what I expected him to do. So, if I come here, what can he do? Yeah, we're going to do this. He's going to try to do some trickery with his knights. That's okay. I think we're fine because he can't. We have this square covered by the knight, so we should be safe. He can come here, And then, yep. Actually, we're attacking the knight. He has to do something about this. So chances are he's going to come here. And then we're going to do this and this and this. Should be okay. Yep. And then we have this or this. Kick the knight. We got the queen bearing down on the king. I've got this. I think we're going to do this first, because then he has to do something about this guy. If he doesn't, we just take it. All right, we're going to do this because now he's got no square for that. He's got to come back here. We're going to take it, and he can't take back because the pin on the king. I think that's good. And then we've got this square for our knight to support our pawn and coming in towards the king. Really, that's a great square for our knight. So I could even do this, forking those guys. G Niddles, what's up? All right, so okay, this is just a free. Yep, this is 2 free knights. Oh well, not 2 free knights, but how's my day treating me? My day is treating me well, very, very well. I can't complain. Okay, so we got the knight, big bad boy right there. Ooh, so we can, what can we do? We need to exploit some stuff. This pawn, we need, no, oh, misclick. That is not what I wanted to do. But now I've got a great place for my bishop. Ah, what a bummer. And an open file, but that was totally a misclick. I meant to right click. Oh, yeah, this could be good. This could be good and bad. That was super not good. I did not want to do that, but maybe it works in our favor. It's nice that these are training games. The the other thing, we could move there with him taking, and we're on the bishop. He's got to do something with his bishop. This is, yeah. I can get my rooks here. Whoops. Solid calculation, but just poor clicking. Misclicking's not. That's a thing. So like, when you play over the board, misclicking is not something that happens, right? So, yeah, it was super unfortunate. No joke, for sure. I got to be careful. What a bummer. Yeah, I mean, these things happen. Misclicks are part of the game. Not how I really wanted to deal with that. But hey, it happens. What are you going to do? We're attacking his rook right now. There is a touch move rule over the board. Yes, you are 100% correct on that. But typically, I mean, you just have to sit on your hands. It's not, and it's not. Yeah, it's similar to that. You shouldn't be picking your pieces up and playing with them, right? That's part of the deal. But all right, I think what we're going to do this is covered here. We're going to gain some good solid positional play, gain our open file. We're going to bring our other rook up here, maybe bring our bishop here and attack the rook. The rook's going to come here. I want to activate this bishop somehow. Ooh, maybe we'll go here and then here because that's coming at the king. I like this idea. We got to be careful with discoveries and things like that. So my pawns not being here make me a little nervous. Yeah, in a sense, it does make you think things through. I play over the board once a week at my chess club, and I've played at chess clubs before over the board, so I'm kind of used to a particular style of play. So I'm not, I have a routine and everything, so I'm not touching a piece unless I'm moving. And I typically write my move down in my book. I've got a chess notation book here. Right here, so my 100-game scorebook, and I write my move down. I double check to make sure it's decent and not some sort of crazy blunder, and then I make my move and press my clock, and then I keep calculating. So, all right, this is going to get crazy. All right, so if we do that, yeah, okay. We're going to do that because he wants to trade. We'll do that. And he wants to come back here, I guess, and maybe grab the open file. Okay, fine, you can have it. Yeah, it's nice. It's a really nice book. It's got, I'll show you the inside so you can get an idea. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. But yeah, it's got your event and all the moves, and should I zoom in here? You can put all the information in there. You can write down the final board, and then analysis and stuff like that after you've gone through your games. It's pretty nice. And then you can even put in the beginning, there's an index and stuff. I think they're like, I don't know, $7 or something, $8, $10, something like that on Amazon. They're pretty awesome. But yeah, I got another one here that is old school. This I've had for many years. The first game I have in here that's listed is from 2006. But it's one of those over-the-top flippy books. I think most places have these. Are the pages reusable? No. So what's nice is this is a hardbound book. So what that my dogs think there's knocking going on. Hey, Frank, it's fine. So you can put these on a shelf, like a bookshelf. I think that's the idea. Hi, buddy. Hi, good boys. Frank and Baxter. That's my doggies. Okay, so this guy's gonna get a little crazy wonky. We have to be careful. Yep, here comes the hounds. Where do we want to put this guy? I think right here is best. So that's what we're going to do. We're moving right there. You can see him in the background walking around. They're little buddies. They're lap dogs. They're nice, though. I'm really kind of surprised he didn't grab the open file. I thought that would have been best. But I think we're going to come here then and then come here. He can't really do much. His knight's kind of stuck. I mean, he can come here, and then he gets this open, but his pieces can't come here. This F pawn is really giving him a lot of trouble. See now, this is a good square for the knight, but since I have it covered, it's not that big of a deal. So, How do we proceed? Maybe we get out of the pin, so that way I can free up my bishop if needed. Then we could bring our rook over, put some pressure down here. Thoughts, ideas, not bad, good, decent. Anything but queen to g5. Yeah, queen to g5 would not be good. Queen to g6, also not good. Queen to e5, not good. Shonas, thanks for the game. It was a lot of fun. Pretty instructive. I thought there was you had a pretty solid game until the queen blunder, but everything was really good. Thanks for hanging out with us. Okay. Oh, he can move his rook here. So anything along his file, he can come after this pawn. Oh, okay. Something we want to consider. So I should probably move my queen back. I feel like this might be a better square. Yep, we're gonna do that. It's a little bit more manageable. There's a check here, but we can, not a check, but attacking my queen is here. So if you're a knight, no. That sort of move we have to be careful of, but we have this covered, takes. Then I'm not too worried about his rook coming here. I mean, he does have this, and he does have this, which things could get wonky fast. We do have to be careful. I feel like we got to get out of this pin. Yeah, see. Things are happening. All right, so he did not bring this here. I feel like we can bring our knight here and then here. And that's pretty solid. If he moves his knight here, we take. If he moves that there, we take. And we have our knight protecting. We also always have our knight to come here to protect, so that all seems to be fine. We have our bishop protecting that square. We have our knight, our queen protecting that square. Things are good. All right, so we're going to bring our knight here. We are okay. Yep, and I feel like, how do we want to take that? I guess we could just take it with the bishop. Yep, we'll just take it with the bishop. Takes, and we'll take with the queen. Now we can put our knight here, and I feel like we're pretty safe. Oh, he wants to do that right away. Well, that's fine. So we can just do this. That's pretty defensive. It works. The bishop also works right here. I feel like this works, and then we can always bring our bishop back up here. But we also have this queen check if he ever moves off of that. And we have this guy too. So there's some tactics that are coming. What's our best way to go? I think we're going to do this. This is fine. If he takes, we take. He can't really do much. We're very defensive here. We're good. I think everything's fine. Yeah, he's sitting in the back rank, and I've got two ways to come back down on the back rank. I mean, he's got a free square, so it's not like a back rank mate or anything, but there's potential there. But I've got all my pieces that can come over to this side of the board very quickly, and then I've got a check here. So, oops, this way. So, yeah, if I can get onto a black square, or my queen can see a black square after his king, I've got lots of counterplay. So, I feel like we're in a good spot. I also have the rook here to come defend as well. So then there's this guy and rook here, and we've got some checkmating with. We got all kinds of stuff going on. I got really good coordination of my pieces. If he gets his queen to a right square, we have to be careful of our rook because it's hanging, or not hanging, but it's definitely not protected. So it's something we have to be careful of. But I feel if we can come here and bring it here, that we are in a really good spot. If he moves his bishop here, that's fine. I'm not. Okay, so he wants to consolidate. I feel like this is a mistake for him with how advanced my pawns are. He's got to run these down the board. If he wants to trade everything off, that's fantastic. If he moves his queen here, we're just gonna move a check, and he's checkmated. So if he moves off of this back rank, he's in big trouble because now I'm covering his two squares of escape, and boom, boom, bam, bam, checkmate back rank action. So we have to be careful. We got 4 minutes of time. I really haven't been paying attention to the time, so we're okay. We are ahead on time by 30 seconds, so that's not too bad. All right. So no problemo. You want to do some stuff like that. If I take here and he takes here, he comes here. If he comes here and takes here, we take there, and I'm up. I think the safest play is just coming here. Yeah. Then he moves his king here or here, which makes back rank make action even worse. Yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to take his bishop, because if he takes here, then we back rank mate him, and it's bad news burrs. So he's going to move, or, well, I guess he has the option to do that. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Ah, perfect. So we're going to do this, and tactically, this is just bad for him because boom, 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 and he's going to get stuffed with his king, and it is game over. So we've just won a piece. Tactically, we are now up. No problems at this point. Chuckity chuck chuck. Anything he blocks with is checkmate. Checks there. If he goes here, 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 bang, bang, bang. Good game. Good game. GG's Epsilon Prime from Canada. Thank you. We played the Italian game. Let's take a look at the game review. And we're over the 2-hour mark. That's kind of hitting my limit so far. So let's take a look at the game review, and I think we'll wrap things up. So I'm already at such a huge disadvantage playing black. That's okay. So that was, seems to be good. Oh, that's not the right move. Okay. What's the best move here? Just taking the pawn. Yeah, why not? Just I didn't see this over the board. Um, take the pawn, baby. Take the pawn. Yep, that's okay. It worked out in our favor, which is not bad. That was not good. Yeah. It's an inaccuracy. What's best here? Okay, just put the queen out there and kind of come after this guy straight away. Okay, I want to see what did it like about my move. That's the best move. Is that what the analysis shows? D3 is the best move. D3 is almost 2.5 points ahead. Wow, that's crazy. I like it. Okay, so next key move, go through there. It didn't like that. We saw that it liked queen to d5 better. Okay, I can get behind all that. Oh, it didn't like that. Why is this bad? Okay, big deal. Oh, I see. Because it takes it off this diagonal. Sorry, this diagonal, and then you got to come back here and kind of play a more passive move. Okay. Pog. What's Pog? Like Pogs from the 90s? Like those? Oh, and then this is kind of solid here, just coming after my king. That's not bad. Okay. H6 is best, kicking the knight. Makes sense. I played that. It happened. We're playing really good moves. Awesome. Reaction to a good move. Typically good. Okay, so not bad. No blunders. We only had one mistake, 4 inaccuracies. Not bad. This is pretty solid game for me. If I'm sitting around the 78 to 80, I'm doing pretty okay. I'd like to be better. In games in openings I'm familiar with, I'm in the 80s typically. So yeah, this is new for me. I'm not usually playing E4, E5. Um, Sounds like a game you'd be proud of. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this game. There's no blunders. Anytime I can have a game without any blunders at my level, I feel really good. I feel like I've been making progress. I'm really trying to reduce the mistakes and kind of only be in the inaccuracies. And these numbers, oh, I guess you can't see what I see. Let me change the scene so you can kind of see full web. Nope, sorry, full screen. So here, this is kind of what I'm looking at, my accuracy here. So yeah, really not too bad. 4 inaccuracies and 1 mistake. I feel really good about that. So if you get out of these types of things, I feel really good. And the more and more that you reduce these major things, you can the better your game gets. I mean, that's pretty simple, right? That's the idea to get better at chess. It's not the easiest thing to do, but for those of you that are new to chess or playing chess or just picked it up, the idea is to kind of come up with an opening that you'd like to play for black and an opening you'd like to play for white, and try to stick to them and learn the ideas and plans and then come up with ideas. That's why I play rapid games. These aren't meant to win or lose. I don't care one way or another. I mean, yeah, it's great to win, but the idea is to try to come up with ideas so that way you can see what works, see what doesn't work, and then you can take these ideas and plans that you came up with in your rapid games and maybe start deploying some of the things in your classical games over the board, and your longer games to see if you can gain some advantages and get some wins with some of these wonderful ideas that you came up with. yeah, anybody can use the engine and look at what's best. Um, but analyzing and coming up with plans, coming up with move order and ideas is a really good idea for your brain to develop pattern recognition, and then also use the engine then to check your analysis, whether or not your plans were sound or good or ideas. And as you do that more and more, these inaccuracies, mistakes, and blunders will start to go, reduce, all the way down. So the idea is to get them down to obviously zero. And there's been a number of times where I've had, everything was good. It was all book and above. And honestly, that's what you want as you get better in chess. I've had a couple of games that were in the 90 percentile for game review, and I was like, wow, look at that game. That's crazy. So the more that you play the similar openings and come up with ideas and plans, the more you're comfortable in it to be able to maybe take some proclivities or take some chances to try to get a better position or get a better get some tactics or something like that. So those are all things to consider. What I see a lot of players doing that are, under 1,000, even at my level, in the class level, they play a different opening every single time. You just can't, unless you've got a photographic memory, which most people do not. You're just not going to remember those patterns unless you're playing them over and over and over again. So the idea, if you want to learn a new opening, is come into Blitz, come into Rapid, and try these ideas. Read your books and follow your opening lines and try some of these lines and see if they work. A lot of people will tell you not to study openings unless you're over 2,000. I'm kind of on the fence about that. Knowing super deep theory about openings for a player that's 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 up to my level, super deep theory is not going to give you much value, just because your opponent's not going to know that much theory and they're not going to go 14 moves deep into an opening, let alone 20 or 30 like grandmasters are showing. So if you know the ideas and the plans and the concepts of the opening, the idea is to put your pieces in those areas and squares to best give you the best options for chances to win. Not necessarily memorizing move order or different lines, because then you're not understanding the pawn structure or the opening. Here's a perfect example. I know enough about pawn structure. Now, I didn't play this really well, just to know that this is a pass pawn and this is a great move. And I knew that this would be a constant problem for him, even if I give it up. But even like I did, I gave it up, but I had so much counterplay with my bishop and my queen coming in here to give the king a check, that this pawn was a problem for him the whole game. And that was an idea, not necessarily in this opening, but overall, having a passed pawn that's really close to promotion is a problem for the other player. So they always have to consider keeping an eye on this. And if you watch, his queen never really leaves the back rank the whole game. Now look at the pieces. He still hasn't developed his queen. I haven't yet. We've castled, and he is getting pretty active play. But look where his queen is. His queen is sitting on the back rank, not doing anything the whole game. It never moves. It just sits back there. The queen's the most powerful piece, and yet it's sat to a passive position defending that potential pawn coming, and he has no way of getting it out easily. It's just stuck because it's protecting this right here. He doesn't get his queen moved. He never gets he gets his queen moved, and then he gets mated on move 31. So these are concepts and ideas you guys can use for your games. Um, we took that chess personality test at the beginning. I know some of you guys didn't see that. Let's take a look. You guys, I want to show you again. We'll just kind of circle back, and that's how we'll kind of finish the stream. But there's this chesspersonality.com. I'll post the link here. Take this test. It's really fun. It's kind of interesting. Now, I'm not a magician, but I got Willem Steinitz, and he's the mad scientist. And he's more of a positional and solid player, calculating and emotional. And you can read through this. It's really interesting, but he likes to play openings for this type of person would be playing the Vienna game, the Vienna Gambit, or the Spanish, the Rui Lopez. So I decided this week, because I took this test, that I would like to try to play a little bit more solid. The other person that I got, whoops, I'm sorry, my apologies, was I've taken this test before in the past, and I've gotten the surgeon. So I have a tendency to change a little bit depending on my mood and how I am. But I'm typically usually a positional and calculating player. Now I switch between solid and aggressive from time to time. But now that I've analyzed those things and I've taken a look and I've gained more knowledge about the game, I tend not to be an aggressive player. I grew up with Kasparov in the 90s, just dominating everybody, so I wanted to be like Kasparov. So I played tons of gambits, and I wanted to just blow the person off the board. And that's what I thought I could do. And then you learn about Bobby Fischer and how aggressive of a player he was, and how he took on, the Russian, the Soviet Union all by himself with really no assistance. And his second wasn't anywhere near his level, and he was just such an aggressive player, and I wanted to emulate them. I wanted to be like them. This test kind of showed that I'm not them. I did used to get the surgeon, so I actually would play the modern defense a lot, because if you go look up Lasker games at chessgames.com, and you can look up a player, Lasker. So Emmanuel Lasker, you can look at all of his stuff. So these are all these openings, and you can go look through these openings. So he played a lot of Rui Lopez's black, and you can click through these games and you can study them, and they're very, very interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff on this site, at chessgames.com. So what I did is I took this test again. I found out that I'm more like Steinitz, Wilhelm, and whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to click on his name. He plays the Rui Lopez and his Scotch game and the Vienna opening. So these are things that I feel like, if I am more like that type of player, that I should probably, try to play more like the openings that would be more towards my style of play based on this test. Now, maybe this is good or bad. It doesn't matter. It's just something fun to do. But if you're struggling with what to play or how to play, this might give you at least a direction. So I've played the modern. The modern defense is pretty awesome. So what is it? Let's open a game, an analyze game. Saved analysis. Let's go to a new analysis. We'll flip the board here, and what is it? Come after something like this. Knight f3. I don't know the move order exactly. It's something like this. E4 g7. Oh, so they do it this way. Okay, and then d4. Yeah, modern defense. Yeah, and then e6, and they develop normally, whatever it might be. Um, I'm just making random move orders. This definitely isn't the right way. It turns into a perk, but you can kind of get the idea. This gives you flexibility, though this is probably not good. As you can see, it's already at almost a point better for white because they've got two central pawns. But this gives you tons of flexibility, and I did play this for you know, probably about 2 years. Had pretty decent results with it because I would usually develop my knight here and then either push e4 or c5, and then I can go into like Sicilian type of setups or more King's Indian type of setups. And there's a lot of different things. It gave you a lot of options, which I like to do. And one of my things was for a long time was I wanted to get people. I know people like to study openings. There's something magical about openings. People love openings, and I wanted to get people out of their preparation as soon as possible. And I knew for a fact this would just screw them all up because nobody's playing this type of system. So, but yeah, this is fun. So I decided to play the Vienna game. I studied the Vienna game, and I actually prepared for my game this week against a E5 player or an E4 player. So I actually prepared the. Actually, I want to show you I'll show you a few moves. Yeah, it's interesting. It is a bad. It's not a good position for black. It's actually super passive and not very good. But I have it. I'm really good at defending. And I like defending, so that's why I went for it. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight f, c6, d4, and e takes d4. Now, I was not. I was prepared for him to take. I was booked up for this. I was ready to go into a Berlin, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So he, instead of taking the pawn, he moved here, and he played the Scotch Gambit, and it equalizes for me right away, which I didn't know. Oh yeah, I'm not knocking it at all. It's most certainly anybody that knows how to play against it will, and they're aggressive. You're going to have struggles, and I like that. I like somebody to attack me, and I want to defend it. I have no greater joy in chess than trying to have somebody smash me and me stop them, and then I get to breathe at the end and be like, "Ha! I stopped your attack. Now what are you going to do?" Or now it's my turn. Now you get to be in pain. So I like the psychological aspect of the game. So here, I did play the best move, which was knight to f6, and so this move, knight to c or bishop to c4, threw me for a loop. I was not expecting this, and then so I sat for a long time thinking about this, and then he pushed e5, and I sat thinking about this move for 20 minutes maybe. And mind you, it's move 5. It's move 5, and he hasn't used 2 minutes of his clock, so he's clearly prepared, and he knows this, and I don't. It's good for me right now. I did not find this move over the board, and I played a remarkably bad move, which was this. And you can see the evaluation bar just go nuts. And yeah, it was not good. And he castled, and I don't get any back. If anything, it gets worse for me. And then I moved here, and it gets. I'm digging myself such a grave, and it goes here and here, and I believe he took my pawn. Queen takes b, bishop c4, and then he moved here, and I move obviously the best move that I can make. And then he did this and this. And then he came. But that was a mistake to him. And then he went here. And then it equalizes even more, and I went here. And I'm back to equalized. So these are how the wild swings you can have in your game. But since I was prepared for the Berlin, I didn't get a Berlin, and I got a Scotch game, and I did not see these lines, and I was definitely not prepared for any of this. I will show the analysis of my game later, but I'm going to record that as a video, so maybe I'll do it as a stream. That way you guys can actually chat with me, and maybe that's easier. I'm not sure. I know there's people out there that like streams. And like streams more than let's make that a little bit bigger. They like streams more than videos. I don't know. Maybe you guys like videos or streams more. I don't know. Maybe you like the interaction. I'm trying to do as much as I can with the time that I have. So, well, all right, friends. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to all the new followers and people supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. I kind of went way further than I wanted to, but thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week, a fantastic weekend, and maybe I'll see you guys streaming later this weekend, which should be pretty fun. So, all right, good luck on your games, and as always, take care and have a good night. Okay. I'll stay in chat for a little bit, and I'm going to post my links so you guys can make sure to subscribe to all that stuff. That'd be great. Have a great night, and take care, everybody. Be well.